Hello, my friends. Mrs. Surrett here to talk to you about assignment 1-2 found in 1.04 on your content page. And I'm, attack? Are we attacking this assignment? I don't know. But I'm here to talk to someone, gosh, I don't know who that is, about the assignment and maybe help you break it down and see how we can make it better. So we'll carry on. I don't know what's going on here. Oh, my goodness. Well, strange person I've never met. This assignment is located in 1.04. It has a Dropbox, so it's a required assignment. You find it on the content page, probably right about where you're finding this video. And this is the overview of the assignment. It is asking you to take each of the situations, there are 3, and analyze them from the approaches of behaviorism, psychoanalytic, humanism, and neurobiological. What they're really asking you to do is to think about what kind of questions would a person who is from this field ask and try to find out. So that's what we're looking at in our assignment. There is more than one way to do this assignment. I'm just offering one perspective. It's impossible. Oh, really? Who is that guy? He needs to put some skin on. It's not at all impossible. We can do this. First, you're considering 4 approaches: behaviorism, psychoanalytic, which we also call psychodynamic, humanism, and neurobiological. Remember, we can call that one biological, but anytime we see neuro, we think brain. So that tells us we need to know something about each of these approaches. Oh, you guessed so. Well, thank you for agreeing with me there. The first thing I would do is define each approach and list any relevant information I know about it. I don't suppose you guys happen to know anything about it, random people on the screen? Oh, he does. Look at that. He's telling us about behaviorism. This approach will measure our external observable behaviors. So how do we react to any environmental stimuli? And then we will try to change or reinforce those behaviors with like a positive or negative stimuli. And it's important to remember, positive stimuli means that we apply the stimulus. So for example, if a child is lying and stealing and we spank that child, that would be a positive stimuli. I know that sounds strange because you're thinking, when was the last time a spanking was positive? It doesn't mean the outcome. It means that we use the stimulus. A negative stimuli means the stimulus is withheld from the subject. So if my child behaves herself and does a great job at school and I do not spank her, that's a negative stimuli. I know, it seems so backwards. But all you have to ask yourself is, do we apply the stimulus? Then it's positive. Do we withhold it? Then it's negative. It's not about the outcome. It's about the use of the stimulus. That gets a little confusing, but thank you, my friend, for helping us there. Oh my goodness, who are these guys? Also, let's talk about psychoanalytic and humanist. Psychoanalytic, also called psychodynamic, is the approach that talks all about your unconscious drives and desires. It'll think about your childhood. What pushes you? Maybe you don't even know you're being pushed by this. This comes from Freud. He was the founder of psychoanalysis, and free association, the word association is associated with this. So for example, if I showed you the picture of these 2 interesting looking gentlemen, what might you say? When I see this picture, I think, my goodness, their eyes are glowing. That is really strange. And what is wrong with those guys' mouth? It looks like he has an extra set of teeth. I don't know if I want him coming near me. He might eat me. Speaking of eating, I'm really hungry. I ought to go get lunch soon. Humanist, on the other hand, is all about self-actualization. In other words, growing to be the best person we can be. Anything in this approach will analyze how a person's needs can be met in order for growth to happen. So of course we have our basic needs: food, water, shelter, but what about our emotional needs? What about our more intellectual needs? So this looks at pushing us towards being the best person that you can possibly be, although I don't know if these guys can grow much more here. And also, big thing with humanist is that whatever you're going through now, whatever you went through in the past, it doesn't define who you can become. So the idea is you're always pushing forward. How about neurobiological? Well, we already said when you say neurobiological, you think brain, biochemistry, your biology. how your brain works, the chemistry in your brain, the hormones, your genetics. No, we don't think about eating brains. I don't even know where that came from. But this approach is often referred to as biological. Oh, there's a thought bubble. Oh, okay. I don't know what this theme is, but apparently it's in the wrong place. I don't know. So now that we've thought about each approach, what do we do next? Well, now I'm going to consider each situation one at a time. And I'm going to think about how I would use each situation based on the approaches. So for example, road rage. How would a behaviorist think of road rage? How would a psychodynamic psychologist think of it? How would a humanist psychologist or a neurobiological? Then I would look at the next one, helping the fellow student who dropped all their books. So we're just trying to consider what questions might they ask. Oh, who is this? Those aren't situations? Geez, guy, I mean, we're just looking to analyze psychology. We're not attacking, we're attacking titans? Oh my goodness, guys. I don't know what to tell you. This is getting interesting. Well, let's talk about road rage. How is a psychologist going to see road rage? Well, a behaviorist is going to start by looking at the external observable behavior. The anger, maybe yelling, perhaps poor driving like cutting another person off or honking your horn. Second, you're going to think about what kinds of conditioning or stimuli is this person reacting to. So if someone speeds up and gets in front of them, or maybe someone turns, what are they reacting to? And then last, the psychologist will think about how the behavior needs to change. So what kind of stimuli could change it? Oh my goodness, I hope we never have sky rage. Oh, that sounds scary. A psychoanalyst would be thinking about unconscious behaviors, needs. What are we seeing from this person? What unconscious needs do they have? Was your father or mother a poor driver? In childhood, were you in an accident? What kind of things could have pushed you to this point? A humanist. Maybe poor driving makes you feel powerless. Maybe not being able to switch lanes whenever you want makes you feel powerless. How can you regain control in a way that helps you grow instead of attacking others? And neurobiological. Is there a chemical or hormonal imbalance that pushes you to behave in a way like this? Maybe your genetics have something to do with it. Maybe there's a hormone issue. So I'm going to do this for all three situations. And then I'm going to write my response. Now you might wonder, how would I organize this response? And the answer is, it's up to you. Some people might want to organize it by approach. So you might want to focus on behaviorism and then do each situation under behaviorism, and then focus on psychodynamic and do each situation under psychodynamic, and etc. Or you might want to organize it by situation. Let's examine road rage. How would a behaviorist talk about it? How would a psychoanalyst think about it? How would a humanist think about it? Oh, how will this be graded? Well, that's a really good question, whoever you are. The K-12 rubric really wasn't very helpful, so I wanted to break it down just a little bit more. So you'll notice it's still the same, 5 points per situation. But then what I look at is, for example, under behaviorism, if you describe all three situations, you get a 5. If you talk about road rage and maybe helping a fellow student who's dropped their books, you're going to get 3 to 4 points. All right, and then if you only talk about one, just road rage, you get 2 points. If you just mention there's behaviorism but you don't apply it to the situation, that's just being mentioned. That's just 1 point. So the point of this writing assignment is not only to know those 4 approaches, but then to apply them to the situations. So as you see, you can go through and it's the same. It's worth 20 points just like K-12 made it. I just broke down a little more. I like to use a rubric that's a little more detailed to make it more specific, so there's no question. So, all of you, head off and think like psychologists. It's important that we're always doing that. Anytime you're analyzing in psychology, always be thinking like a psychologist. In fact, you may find yourself trying to do it outside of class. Be careful of that. But good luck. Let's try to get this assignment in by Sunday, August 28th at 11:59 p.m. just to make sure it's on time. I just want to help you keep on schedule. Of course, you do know that there's extra time, but I just want to help you keep on schedule with that. And if you have any questions, please let me know. You guys have an awesome day.